Hey, this is Slap Out Lash Girl Melissa, and welcome back. I'm so sorry I missed out some last week, but life's been kicking me in the butt here lately, and I'm just trying to survive it all. Yeah, it's much better. We had just to recap. My mom passed away, and we have had her funeral and all these things, and I've gone back to work, so life's kind of settling down, but I'm still kind of, I have my moments, in other words, but I have accepted it, and I know, and life is very different. I'm so used to taking care of her, I don't know what to do with myself. It's kind of like coffee talk, right? Yeah, I have my coffee here too. But I want you to know that I saw this on SugarPuff And Fluff. She did this, and she took spoons and she used these spoons to carve out a crease for herself. You can look at my eyes and tell that they're very hooded. Not severely, but they are. I don't have very much lid space. You can see exactly where my crease is. And if you're typically like me, you're going to have like uneven eyes. Mine are. Mine have changed so much. I feel like I've aged 100 years in this past year. I really do. I'm tired, and I'm gonna be resilient though at some point, and I'm gonna bounce back. But this eye is more downward turned than this eye, so I have to compensate a lot when I'm doing my concealers and when I'm doing eyeshadows. But this is such a cool way of trying to create a crease when you know you don't have one. You know what I'm saying? So look at this. I'm sorry if you hear me doing it. My ears are stopped up. I have to pop them out all the time. But look at this eye here. Here's my crease. I have a pretty good bit of space between here, but I have really small eyes. Now, depending on your eye shape and your hoodedness and how much space you have in between here, then there are two different spoons that you can use for this. Yes, we're going to use spoons. And so I have two different size spoons. Now, you can look at this and tell which one I'm probably going to have to use, which is the smaller one because I have smaller eyes. Now, you may have to use the larger spoon. The larger spoon, let me just show you how these things set on your eye when you do this. You're going to take it, and you do not want it to go at any angles. You want it to go in perfectly straight. Hold it out straight and don't move it. Now, I could probably use this, but it's a little bit big for my eye. This is just a regular tea spoon. So this would be a smaller one. This is one like you would use for your little tea parties and things. And you do the same thing. You're going to place it right in the corner, and you're going to hold it straight out. And see, I have much more area here now because the other one was kind of taking up a lot of the area, and I had to kind of move it down a little bit. But if that's all you got and you don't have a small one like this, try the other one. It's all technique anyway. So I'm going to grab the colors I'm going to use, and we're going to get started. I'm just going to do one eye for you, and I'll do the other eye off camera, so this won't be so long, okay? But we're going to start on this eye here because this is the one I can get up close and personal with you. All right, let me grab my stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is our eye primer. I'm going to use Younique's eye primer. Use whatever you want to. I like to use an eye primer because I am going to use a liquid eyeshadow, but I'm also going to use pressed powder eyeshadows. And a lot of times you'll have some fallout. And yes, I already have my foundation done, but if I have any fallout, I can clean it up pretty easy. And you want to cover your whole entire lid. This puts a nice barrier between your skin and your makeup. Just kind of like primer for your face. You're just putting it on your eyes. That's all. And so that's the first thing we're going to do. Now we need to set this because this is a little tacky consistency, and I don't want the color to, like if I go to lay down the color over this, it will just grab it all in one spot, and it'll be really hard to blend out. So I'm going to use my bullet brush, and I'm going to take some It's by Pores. This is pressed powder. I love it. It's a translucent powder, and I'm going to set this with it. This is my favorite brush ever. And I will list everything below. Don't worry. No worries. No worries. I'm a worry wart. What am I saying? Go ahead and laugh. You probably know that already. Yes. All right, well, I'm going to use my Velour Pressed Powder Foundation, okay? I love this stuff. It has shea butter in it. It's really soft. I love the color of it. It's not too light and not too dark. Guess I'm going to use it on my eyes. Now, I'm going to use this fluffy brush here. This is Jaclyn Hill, and I'll list everything below, or I'll put it along here. But I will always put it in the description box for you. Now, I love to put this right underneath my eye right there. Why? Because I have some discoloration there, and this is full coverage foundation. Well, yes, it is. And I've got a brown spot right there, and it doesn't take it totally away, but it doesn't make it as noticeable. So that's the reason I like to use this there, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, let me show you what we're going to use. I think I'm going to use this brush here. Now, there's a fluffy crease brush you can use. I just think this is too big. This one is a Morphe brush. Sorry, my dog's barking out there. Sugar. This is a Morphe M514. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this. But if you don't have something like this, just use a crease brush. I think the crease brush may be a little too dense, but it will still help you to draw the line, because that's what we're after. We're after the line that gives us more of a lid space, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. All right, so I am going to use this teaspoon. I'm going to use the smaller one, and I'm going to use these colors here. I'm going to use Astute as my transition color. This is the color we're going to use first to start the right above the spoon, okay? This is the one, this is going to be my outer V, and then I'm going to use Reverent. I'm going to use Reverent too. It's a liquid eyeshadow, and I love it. And we will blend it in first, and then we'll actually put this color last, okay? And simple neutral eye. You can do this. I swear you can. So let's get started. Let's take this wonderful spoon. And remember now, you've got to hold it straight out. Don't get it at any angles like that. And I'm going to take and put just a little bit of Astute on the tip. The tip, okay? On the tip. There's your tip. All right, look at my eyes. I'm so hooded, Lord. All right, stick this here in the corner, just like that. Make sure you hold it straight out, and we're going to start like right here with this color. And this is so cool. You know why? Because this is not going to allow you to bring it downward, because a lot of times when you're trying to do this, you're not really sure where you're going to go. And this takes it right up where it needs to be. Get that. And I did it very, very, very light. So I'm going to add some more. I start off light first. I can see it. It starts right here. Now I'm going to put this back. And I'm going to add a little more. I'm going to darken it up. Okay. I like to start off minimal first. I found that tends to work a little bit better for me. And then add it. Now you see where it's going? It's not allowing me to take it down. So this is so key. Now I can see it. You can see it up there. You see it? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I love this technique. And now it looks like I have more of a lid. So what I'm going to do is take a little more of this, and I'm going to start blending it. I'm going to start adding the color. See, I've got a little bit more color there. This is a cool technique, y'all. It really is. And once you practice with it a few times, the cool thing about it is it's not going to allow you to bring it down here. This is my downward turned eye. So you want to take it out just like this. And I'm going to show you one other thing that you can do with the spoon too while you're doing this. This is so cool. Now I am going to change brushes. I'm not going to use this brush. I'm going to get a crease brush. Let's grab Younique's crease brush. And we're going to take this spoon. We're going to use this as a guide. This right here. We're going to place it here. Just like this. So if you have trouble with your outer V, you're going to go back and grab some more of the Astute. And this is going to give you the perfect line. I know it's crazy, but it works. And then that way, you're not going out beyond where you need to be. And you've got that line that's going up now. So now you have everything that needs to be here, and you have your line here. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? when I saw this trick, I was like, oh my gosh, this could be a game changer for so many people. And what I do now is just kind of blend it in. And see, we haven't come too far out. It's not going to, if you come all the way down here, like if you normally did it and you went back and forth, you would definitely probably bring some of it down here. You would bring it down to where it's going to draw your eye down. And that's not what you want. You want this to be perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, when I add the light to this, when I add the reverent to this, you're going to go, wow, girl, that is like incredible. So I'm going to grab that, but I want you to look at this first. And see, you do need to bring it up a little bit higher because it does give you that lift, because I have a lot of space here. And when you have the hooded eyes, you've got to bring it up just a little bit more. And we can always come through here and add a little bit of light, which I'm going to do too, on the end. But I want you to see how cool this is. And yes, I brought it all the way in, and I've taken it all the way over, and now I've got my line there. I just think this is the coolest technique ever. Now we're going to add the liquid eyeshadow. This is color Reverent, and I'm going to use another crease brush because I don't want to clean the other one. So I love this. If you've never tried these products, especially this one, you're going to love this. This is like a rose gold, and it is liquid. It is a doe foot applicator, and you're just going to apply it right to your lid. That's what I do. And then we're going to use this crease brush, and we're going to blend it in. And I'm going to blend it right on up to where it's going to make me look like I have a much more nice open space lid than I have. Okay, love it. And see, all I did was go right up to where, right up here to where I meet that astute. And I do bring it inward. And I am going to add a little bit of color, you know, in the inner corner, which would be a matte color, since this has got a little shiny to it. And we are going to add Marvelous to this too as well. Isn't that pretty? I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And guess what? Liquid eyeshadows do not crease, and they're waterproof. Yay! That's winning, girlfriend, especially with the hooded eyes. And if you've got crepiness and stuff like that, it's not going to settle in all those fine lines. So this is one of my favorite products, and it dries very quickly. You don't have to work as fast as you got to get it on really quickly, but it's very blendable even after it dries. So, and then you can go ahead and touch it, and you can feel that, you know, it's totally dry. Isn't that amazing? It's so pretty. Now I'm going to grab Marvelous. Here's Marvelous here. Now you can add a little bit of color on the outer. You can leave it like this if you want to, and you can just go ahead and do some mascara and some liner and be done. You do not have to add anything else to this. This would be perfect for like an everyday look. But if you want a little more drama for your mama, then you can add the Marvelous. And I want to add the Marvelous because I like the way it looks, and I think it's beautiful once you get it on. Now, remember, if you want to, grab your spoon. We've already done this once, right? We're going to grab our spoon, and we're going to do our line. And this is going to keep you from getting out of the line there. And usually what I do is just kind of pop the color here like this. And then I'll come back. And I have my line. See how it's going up? Yeah, I like things when they come together. I like makeup. I do. I think it's so much fun. My co-workers at work, they all got together, and they know I love Ulta, and they gave me a gift certificate to Ulta for my mom's, you know. And I was so tickled. And guess what? I'm going to go and buy a lot of drugstore type makeup, and I want to do a video about that, like trying out different things. You know, I already love NYX. So I love NYX. I do. I love NYX products. I have some already. I have some that I haven't shown you that I really love. I'm going to use a NYX product on my lips today. And, you know, I used to call it NYX, and somebody corrected me and said it's NYX. I'm like, okay. Okay, girl. I guess I've never heard anybody pronounce it. Isn't that pretty? Isn't it pretty? Yeah, that's so pretty. And it's very light. I'm not making it like a big smoky eye or anything like that. Just blending it out really slightly. And so you can look at my eyes and tell this one's much more lifted. And yeah, I've got all these bags now. Eventually they'll work their way out. I try to use all the things I can to help with the puffiness. When I get up in the morning, my eyes are really, but when the sinus stuff goes away, it'll be much better. I'm going to add just a tad more of Marvelous because I want it to darken just a little bit more. So what do you think so far? Do you think this is a winning look? I think so. I did it the other day, and these are my favorite colors to pair together. They stay really well throughout the day. Now, you do want to blend. To find you a blending brush, I'm going to use its. And I'm just going to kind of marry these two. I'm going to blend it inward. You see, I'm not going this direction. I'm going this direction. And you want to blend it all. You don't want soft. You want it to be, I mean, you do want it to be soft. You don't want any harsh lines. That's so pretty. Now I'm going to grab the liners, and we're going to use some liners for this. I'm going to use 2 different liners because we're going to give it a little pop, and then we're going to add a little bit under here. And the one I'm going to add under here is waterproof. And so that way, if you have watery eyes like me, and this is the eye that waters all the time, it's not, you know how you get that fallout down in here, and sometimes you'll look and there'll be a big blob sitting there, and you'll go, what? This will help with that. So these are the 2 liners I'm going to use. And you can see that one is black, this one is perfect, and this was called proper. So I got a chocolate brown, and I've got a black color. I'm going to take the black color first. And since I've used this one the other day, I recommend that you always sharpen it before you use it in your eyes. I tell everybody on my Facebook page to make sure you sharpen it, because I've been really prone here lately in the last few years to getting styes, and you don't want that. Believe me, it hurts. You don't want to have that. So I'm going to tight line with the black, okay? I'm going to lift this up. Yeah, I'm not one of those professionals that can like sit here and draw that without lifting it up. I just can't do it. I'm sorry, can't do it. And I'm going to darken it all the way over. Now see how that gave me a really nice kind of pop of color without being too harsh? And if that's all you can do, if you don't have a lot of lid space and you don't want to do that up here, then don't do it. Just leave it like this and put your mascara on and go, girlfriend. Now we are going to add some color underneath. You could either use Marvelous under here, which I'm not real fond of the pressed powder anymore. I really like to use something like this. And this is brand new. I just got it out of the box, and this is called Proper. So we're going to take a little bit of Proper, and I'm going to just lightly draw a line here. Why? Because this is waterproof. And it's not going to go down here on my face like eyeshadow will. So I like to draw a little line here now. I've been playing with this for a few weeks. And namely because I've been crying so much too, I had to find a way to kind of combat all that falling on my face. So then you're going to take, and you already have the line here, and you're going to follow. I'm just going to draw a little bitty tiny wing right here. You see that little tiny wing? And then I'm just going to draw it back, just like this. And I only come about 3/4 of the way right to my pupil, and I stop. I don't bring it all the way in. If you have really wide set eyes, you can bring it all the way into the corner. But I don't do that because my eyes are close set and they're small. So I do love this wing effect though. I think it's really pretty. And it does lift the eye a little bit. It's so gorgeous. And then what I like to do underneath, I do like to take this brush here. This is its brush. I wish it had the number on it. It's either 105 or 102. I can't ever remember. I always find it though after I get off here. But like I said, I'll put everything in the description box for you. And I do like to smudge this out. Why? Because I don't like harsh lines. Not on old eyes. I will be 60 in September. I cannot believe it. Where's the time gone? Time is just moving on. It's too fast for me. My son turned 33 yesterday. 33. I'm getting old. I don't feel any different. Do y'all feel any different? I have some coffee here. I like having my coffee with you, girlfriend. All right, look at that, how pretty that is. Oh, I love it. This technique is so much fun. I hope you try it. Now I'm gonna do my mascara off camera. I'm gonna use 4D. You've seen me use 4D if you followed me enough. It's fabulous mascara. So I'm gonna add this and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've added the mascara. What do you think? It's so pretty. I love this mascara. I love these eyeshadows. I love this technique. And the only thing we've still got to add, I'm going to grab, this is one of my favorite palettes, Addiction Palette 9. And all of these colors go together. It doesn't matter. So if you don't have this palette, I'll link it below. It is incredible. With this palette, I'm going to use this color here for my inner corner here. But if you had this, you can, anything you use in here goes together. You could use this column, this column, this column. They can run across. They can be diagonal, and they all go together. You don't have to think about it. It's foolproof. It is one of my favorite palettes. I'm just going to use this Japanese brush here. And we're going to grab this color here, which is called, what's it called? Optimal. So we're going to grab Optimal. Let me make sure I got it on the right side. And we're going to place this right here in this inner corner. Why? It's a matte, number one. And it just brightens up this inner corner, number two. So always use a light matte color with our older eyes, okay? Now take it and go in like this, and then you can run a little bit of this up underneath here if you want, just for a little light, to lighten that up right underneath your brow, okay? Whoa. I love this eye look. This is one of my favorite. This is probably going to be my signature look. I wear it a lot, seems like, so, because it is pretty. Oh, I love it. I hope y'all try this. And let's do a lip real quick while I got you. And then I'll come back and show you the whole finished look, because I'll finish this eye out. But while we're here, let's go ahead and do this lip. Now, I'm going to use NYX. This is called Soft. I think it's called Nude Truffle. Yes, Nude Truffle. That's what we're using. And it is kind of a rosy brown, if that's a color. And what you want to do, oh, let me wipe this off. I put some Hottie on my lips. Hottie's a lip plumper. I love it too. So just, you don't have to overline or anything. Let's just be basic today. I have a lot thinner top lip than I do on the bottom. So let me draw it on. These are really creamy too. I love NYX lip liners, I do. They come in lots of colors. And this one is not too dark brown. It's almost like a nutmeg color. I guess that's what it would be like. I fill in the sides like this. Now you could use a darker one if you want. I just give you a nice neutral kind of look. And you can overdraw just a tad right there if you want to. I usually kind of round it just a little there at the top, since I don't have much of a lip there. And then we're going to grab Well To Do. Well To Do is a really pretty lipstick by Younique, and it is creamy, but it is very light. And it'll give you a pretty ombre lip right here in the center. And then just do your lips together like that. And it's so darn pretty. And these last a while on your lips. They do. They come off a little bit at a time. So if you're eating, drinking, whatever. Now, of course, if you put lip gloss over it, it's probably going to come off quicker, but it is one of my favorite lip looks. All right, so I'm going to go finish this out, and we'll see our finished look. Be right back. Okay, here is our finished look. What do you think? I love it. I do. I love this technique. The last thing I have to do is my Madison Beer Seal the Deal. It's not real beer. It's just setting spray. But it is a Morphe product, and I love it. You can see It shakes up, and look at it. Oh my gosh, golden goddess. Look. And then spray it on a moist blending pad. Boop. And then put it right here on your face. Yes, your lovely face. Now, I had already set my face with some powder earlier, so this is just the finishing touches right here. And this will give you such a beautiful shine, set your face, and you have a glowy look. And I love to put it through the center of my face. It's just one of my favorite products. It smells wonderful. You can find it at Ulta, but it's cheaper if you go to Morphe. And I'll try to link it below with the Morphe link, because it's like half the cost of going to Ulta. I bought that at Ulta, and I think I paid $24. It's a lot cheaper on the Morphe side. Yes, it is. So, what do you think? I absolutely love this. I think it's so pretty. I hope you try it. I hope you go and grab some spoons. If you don't have a small one, go find you one so you can see the difference in these two. There is a difference. This is a little bigger and this is a little smaller. Now, I use the smaller one, of course, but who would have thought? Spoons can help you do your eyes, and especially if we have, you know, hooded, downward turned eyes. Maybe you don't have a lot of lid, and look at that. That is so darn pretty, and it helps you start and get the transition color in the right placement, and that's what I like about it. It was so easy to do. I did it the first time I did it. It was so easy. Just remember, now we go back to the beginning. Just remember, when you take this, make sure you don't have it at an angle. Make sure you have it straight out. That's the key. And then use this end to do the line for your outer V. I love my spoon. And now it's become a part of here. I keep it in here now. I'm going to keep it right over here so I can use it pretty much every day. I'm going to try it with other eye looks as well. It just helps you get it started, girlfriend. So please like and share and click that notification bell. And I'm here on Sundays only. Maybe now that I have a little more time, I'm changing my life up some. I've got a plan. And hopefully this might be all I do one day. And I'll be doing a lot more stuff. And I would love to just expand. I like YouTube. And I love you guys that pop on here. Y'all have been a true inspiration to me over the last month. Your kindness and understanding. Like last week, I just could not do a video. I just could not. And I'm better now. I'm better. I don't burst out into tears like I did. Now, when I'm driving down the road, I might. When I start thinking too much and looking up at the sky, you know what I'm saying? But I know my mom's in a much better place, and she's not hurting anymore, and she's whole, and she's complete, and one day I'll see her again, right? Yes. So I will see you next Sunday. I hope you have a fabulous week. If there's anything you need for me to touch on for you, I just happened to come across this, and I thought it was fabulous. I did it for Ladies' Night this week on my YouTube. On my Younique by Melissa page on Facebook. If you haven't followed me there, please follow me there. I'd love to see you there too. On Thursday nights, we have Ladies' Night, and that's what I did. I did this for Thursday night. All right. See y'all later.